Hello, so today I just finished The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Lady. Another mouthful, yes. But yeah, let's talk about it. So when I first started it, it felt like it was giving that early 2010s vibe. I'm not very sure why, but that's kind of the vibe was giving off. And then it starts with the prince and the princess trying to give their dad a heart attack. And as the early episodes, I did not like the prince. I did like the duke though. The duke grants. I like that he recognizes that he made a mistake and he was willing to apologize for it. Most nobles would not do that. And Yuffie is so adorable. She's like the sweetest thing, and I like that when she was fighting, begging to fight by Annie's side was not really nice, and I think I almost cried in that episode the very first time. Anyways, the jump from episode 4 to episode 5, it felt strange. Like, it felt like it was a bit rushed. Like, there is something about it I just can't put my hands on, but it just feels very strange. But then towards the end of the episode, everything kind of goes back to normal. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me that is hallucinating the increased pace for that episode. But then in other episodes, it now feels like they've skipped some parts, and I'm not quite sure why I feel that way. But so now back to this prince. He's an idiot kind of. He has like this. His heart is in the right place, but his execution of his heart's desire, for lack of a better word, is just so meh. And then there's some parts in episode 8 where had a lot of still frames, but I just yeah. So if you go back to this skipping issue I mentioned earlier, like there are some parts that okay, when did Anis master her new abilities, and when did Yuffie master flight? There was a part where I think episode 5 where Yuffie tries to save Anis and then she kind of glides, but they never mention it again until this episode where like Yuffie can mysteriously fly. And most of the reason for the conflict between the prince and the princess is the noble's fault as usual. But I feel like low key though, if they are just like sat down, had a conversation between the prince and the princess, most of this would not have happened. This whole fight thing they had. And even from that episode onward, everything just becomes so sad. Like it just switches to just sadness galore and was giving tragedy. And like I don't particularly enjoy tragedy. And it was just so sad. Everything just kept becoming more sad and more sad and more sad. I'm like, bruh. And I think this is the first isekai that acknowledges the fact that the reincarnated may have erased the original body, but it did have a happy ending or like a bittersweet ending. But I didn't like the end. Some parts were not making sense. But yeah, thanks for listening and watching. Bye.